What is up, my YouTubers? It's Jennifer, and I'm coming at you with a story time slash mental health video because it is now the third Sunday of January 2022. If you see my hair, I put in some of that purple, whatever that thing is called, hair thingies from Wish.com, and of course I'm wearing my Green Bay Packers shirt because while I'm recording this video, it is the week previous for me uploading this video. So we just won against the Seahawks. Go us, go Green Bay. Alright, so basically since beginning of 2020, started out the year without a job, went gun-ho and trying to find a job. I mean, I went to a couple different restaurants. I didn't want to work in a restaurant, but I figured that if I got back at the house, they'd be the ones to pay, because I will be buying a house maybe, hopefully, sometime this year, and I need a job before I do that. So I was applying everywhere. I applied like through Facebook, like All Things Jobs, you know, things like that. Indeed.com. I kept applying for things I didn't know I applied for. I stopped doing Craigslist because Craigslist was just stupid. I don't know. But I would apparently apply for the same jobs, and I forgot about that. So I did have a couple interviews. I had like an interview at a senior community, not retirement home, like a community. And obviously they never called me back, so I'm assuming I didn't get that. Well, I'm assuming I didn't get that job. I went on an interview at a pizza place. It was in Mayfair, which is clear across town from where I live. And that wouldn't be a problem. It would just be like I'd have to work daytime, and they were excited because I could work Sundays. Apparently they need people to work Sundays. I was scared because I can't work Monday, Tuesdays, or Wednesdays because those are the days I'm in jail. And I will be doing those until April. So basically, I will get to the job aspect in a different part. So going on with the jail stuff. Okay, that has been a nightmare. So went in, well, Christmas, December 23rd, I was sick. I had a fever, so I couldn't go into jail. Went in the next week, and they said since I missed the week previously that I couldn't go in. However, I did call my PO to let her know that I was sick. So basically, when you miss a week in New Hanover County's jail, if you're doing weekends, your PO has to resubmit paperwork, which is stupid. If you see me blinking a lot, it's because my eyes are really dry, but totally lost my train of thought. But so basically, I don't understand why my PO had to send over paperwork again when I have my paperwork already written out, my days already booked, set up, ready to go. Whatever. I don't know the whole jail system. The jail here is completely backwards. I'm not even going to get into that on how backwards they are. So basically, she had told me that she took care of it, right? I had called, not this week. I had called last week, which was my video, I think it was January. Anyways, last week I called, right? So I called on Sunday and said, hey, you know, I'm your weekender. Am I good to go for tomorrow? Because I don't want to show up and then be sent away. They said, yes, you're in our system. You're good to go. Get there on Monday morning, and I'm ready to go. I mean, my decaf coffee had kicked in. My sleeping pills was kicked in. I was like, let's do this. And they were coming out with their little breathalyzer lower thingy. I was like, cool, let's do this. And all of a sudden the guy goes, oh, yeah, well, you're not in our system. And I'm like, are you flipping me? I'm like, no, my PO called. I had called yesterday to ask you guys. And they said, well, I don't know who you spoke to. The same lobby people work almost every day. So I don't know. I don't know if there's a miscommunication between the lobby and intake and the administration. I don't know. Somehow between Sunday when I called, they said I was good to go, and Monday morning, apparently I wasn't. So I went in to see my PO on, I think it was last Wednesday or whatever. I think it was last Wednesday because I had an interview, and I was supposed to go to Flaming Amy's Burrito Barn because they had open, what are they called? Open interviews. That's what they're called. And I was like, okay, cool. I can go to Flaming Amy's and then I can go to a couple other places and be out all day, and I can see my PO. I saw her at like 8:30 in the morning because I thought that's the perfect time. Anyways, so I get there. We spend literally an hour and a half trying to get my jail days straightened out. She had called the jail personally to sit there and ask them how many days I have left. They said 56 at first. 56 is what I started with. So yeah. And then they came back and said, well, she has this many. And my PO was like, well, I have 24 down. They said, well, she missed this many days. And I'm like, oh my God, just give me, I don't care, just give me something. And she was arguing, she's on the phone arguing with the administration or the intake or whoever that she's arguing with. So they're saying, I'm not going to give her more days if she's not scheduled to have more days. She's been doing these days for a while now. Just, you know, she needs to get them done. And my PO, I love her. But if it was up to her, which it kind of is in one hand, but she would have taken days off because of so much of the jail just being stupid. But I know that if you do that, you have to submit a form to the judge. The judge has to sign off of it, and yeah, whatever. So basically, hopefully tomorrow, aka when I upload this video, it will be a week after I upload or after I record this video. So hopefully I will have gone to jail tomorrow, which will be January 13th. It's horrible when I say hopefully I'll go to jail, but so that's how I'm doing on job front and jail. Hopefully I can go. Hopefully it'll be taken care of. I have 28 days total. And for those of you who are wondering why I don't do 28 days straight in a row since I am not working right now. One, because if anybody has been to jail even for an hour, it sucks. I don't know about other counties. I know some counties are worse than others. I mean, it's ridiculous. I could do it. I just mentally, I just can't. And I needed to find a job. I was paranoid about finding a job because I knew that if you didn't find a job within a certain amount of time, you get violated. Going on that stance, I flipped out. I mean, I was so stressed out. I mean, I was freaking out when I got let go because I was like, oh my God, my PO, you have to either be in school, I think full-time or working, either part-time. Basically, you have to be in school or working. So I called my PO before I saw her and said, hey, am I going to be in violation because I don't have a job? And she said, one, you told me you didn't have a job right away, which is, whatever. I waited like a week to tell her, but that's because of the holidays. But anyway, she said I did tell her, and it's nowhere written in my paperwork at all that I have to find a job, like ASAP. They do have obviously a time limit. Like if I go like over like, I don't know, like 60 days without finding a job, then she could possibly violate me. But it's not like I sat around 99% of the time. Trust me, I wanted to sit around and be like, cool, you know, I'm off work, but I'm just, I needed to find something. I have bills to pay. My mom needs my help. I mean, I pay her my cell phone, my part of my cell phone bill, which is really expensive right now because I got a new phone. I added a tablet to it. So anyways, so on the job front, so went around on Wednesday. I went to Flaming Amy's on Oleander because they have two locations. They have Carolina Beach. It's a burrito barn. They have like giant burritos, like my favorite like place ever in the entire world. I went to the one by the mall and had an open interview, and they liked me because I could work both locations since I live in both between both locations, and they're closed on Mondays, which then I'd only miss 2 days of work. And they were like, well, those days are pretty slow anyways. And you know, like right now it's winter. So by the time you are available, we'll have trained you properly and summer will pick up. So I was like, cool. So I went away from that interview and I felt great. Thursday, I did absolutely nothing. Let's be honest. I really needed to go around and because I had, some other interviews I was going to set up and call jobs back to set up interviews for that day. On Wednesday, I was going to do that. But let's be honest, like Thursday, I was just like, I was going stronghold for like 2-3 weeks and I just needed a break. So I ended up cleaning I deep cleaned. I mean, I stripped down my bed. I rearranged my room again. Hence is why my background, I'm now sitting on my bed again with my background, because it just works better like this. So, cleaning always de-stresses me. It's amazing how cleaning de-stresses me. And then I took my dog outside and played with him for a while. So, Friday, I don't think I did anything on Friday, but okay, so fast forward. Saturday, which was yesterday. Yesterday, I woke up and me and my mom, for some reason, were like, hey, oh, that's what I was going to say. So, Friday, I had got a call back from Flaming Amy's on the beach. Now, when I went to the open house, this was on Wednesday. I think, yeah, it was Wednesday. So I was waiting. I didn't think I was going to get a call back from the beach one, because I was actually going to walk there on Friday and do the open interview, but I just was too lazy. So it was interesting how the beach location called me. And they said, hey, we're really interested in you. We think you'd be a great fit for us. Why don't you come in sometime and fill out the paperwork, and we'll go from there. And I'm like, fill out paperwork. So in my head, I'm thinking, oh, that must mean I'm hired, right? Okay. So luckily, because I was like going to jump at the chance. I was like, fine, I'll walk to the beach right now. I don't live that far from the beach location. I think from where I live to the beach location is like 3, maybe 3.5 miles. And I walk that like almost every other day or something. So anyways, luckily the manager who called me said that he had stuff to do that Friday, which I don't blame him because it's Friday. And he said, come in on Saturday. So I said, okay, cool. So I went in on Saturday, filled out my paperwork. And the first thing I did when I walked in there, and he's like, well, congratulations, you're hired. And I'm like, and it still doesn't dawn on me. So yes, this video is a good video because I got hired at my favorite place in the entire world to eat. Downside is that I'm taking a pay decrease. So instead of making $11 an hour, I'm making $8. And they do a tip pool where like all front of the house, all back of the house, everybody gets tips. So let's say like the restaurant makes $100, then they just split it amongst all the employees. So you get tips, like you get cash every day that you work, and then you get paid every other week, which on one hand is great, but on the other hand, it's kind of like $8 an hour. So I knew that kind of going in because they explained that to me. So I kind of had to revamp my entire budget of home buying and mortgages and all this other stuff. Fast forward to yesterday. Okay, so I'm excited. Well, before I went to Flaming Amy's, now I'm backtracking. I'm all over the place. I apologize. But so before I went to Flaming Amy's and did all that, me and my mom went to Clayton Modular Home Company. And I know that there's most people who know about modular homes have probably heard of Clayton. I think they are associated with Oakwood Homes as well. Clayton Homes is in different states, whatever. So because me and my mom keep going back and forth on if I want to buy a house and have a house, or if we both want to go in together and buy land, if it's zoned properly to have 2 different homes on that land. So, first thing I had to do is get a job. Well, check, got a job. Then the next step will be waiting for the money to come in, and then we'll first finding out how much I'm going to get, then waiting for the money to come in, then buying the land, then going back to the homes. So, went to Clayton Homes, and I got some stuff here. So, first thing we did when we got there is my mom kind of knew like we could just walk around and go see them, and I was like, okay, cool. And there was a guy in there, and the first thing I kind of told him a brief, because we were on a time crunch. I literally had like an hour and a half before I had to be at Flaming Amy's to fill out paperwork, because at this point I didn't know I was hired. I just thought I was doing an interview and maybe filling out an application for them, but that's what I thought. So anyways, we go to Clayton Homes. I tell the guy like kind of what I was looking for, which is basically like 2 bedrooms. And he said, well, we don't really have 2 bedrooms, we have 3 bedrooms. He said, well, we can make a 3-bedroom into a 2-bedroom, but we don't do that often. And I'm like, because I keep thinking 3 bedrooms is way too big for just me and a dog and other future dogs. But so I kind of told him like some other things, like like, I don't know, like minor things. Like this, okay, I went the smallest, like 3-bedroom then. Anyway, so he gave me this layout, and I'm just going to show you guys this. He gave me this layout, and this one is called the Ultra Pro, and this is the option that can be turned into the 3-bedroom. So that's one of the options. And he said, well, I'm going to, you know, hand you these things, you go take a look. I found out that that's not the one I like. So when we went back into the office, I did get the application, which is like, I mean, look at this thing. I mean, it's a standard, it's probably standard. I mean, I haven't even looked at it yet because I'm keeping this application for when I do eventually apply or whatever. I do like how they do like if you have a very large down payment, then, and your credit kind of sucks, they kind of can finance anybody, which I think most places do that. If you have a very large down payment, they'll finance you no matter what. My credit's not bad as of right now, according to Credit Karma. Yes, I'm going to tell you my credit score is 595. They said that's not horrible. To me, it's horrible. I mean, mine, like, whatever. Most of that's probably from old medical bills, and a lot of that stuff has dropped off. This year, I will be working on my credit. When I get my taxes, I'm going to get a secured bank card to hopefully raise my credit, and I'm only going to use that for like the little things, like maybe $1 or $2 coffee, and then pay it off right away, because I don't want to use it for like big ticket items, like go and buy like a $300 dresser and then not be able to pay off the $300. So yeah, I don't know if that's how credit cards work, but that's in my head what I'm thinking. I had a credit card when I was like 18, and I was doing really well on keeping up with the payments until I went to senior week. Yeah. So anyway, so Clayton Homes. So I had been stalking Clayton Homes for like 2 months prior to going there, and we kept wanting to go there, and I just didn't feel like it. I was either too depressed because of not having a job. I was like, well, I have to find a job first. I can't do anything without that. And I just was not in the mood. So then I realized, you know what, it would help to kind of look at them, because then I kind of have a baseline in my head of what I actually want and what I want to work towards. So I took, which I deleted most of the pictures off my phone, but you know, like anybody who goes in a home and you take pictures of the layout and stuff, even though you can see it online and you can do the 3D tours online, it helps to have pictures on your own phone. I also took pictures of the refrigerators that have the prices of like the updates, what upgrades you can have, baseline price, the total price after all the upgrades that they have. So that kind of gives me a price line. So after I got all of this paperwork and I talked to the guy, and I said, well, after seeing a couple of the models, I found out that the one that I really, really like has the built-in entertainment center. And I said the reason why I like the built-in entertainment center is because then I don't have to buy one or build one myself. And I said I also like the one, and I know it's going to be a little bit more, is the one with this breakfast bar area. And he knew exactly what I was talking about. And I didn't, of course, know any of the model names. So he wrote down 2 model names, and he said, I think you'd be really interested in one of these 2 models. So I got home, and after Flaming Amy's, after I'm on this like high of like, way, I, checked out homes, and I just got hired, and oh my God, I'm going to start soon. By the way, I am not on the schedule this week because they already made out the schedule, so I will be on the schedule next week. So starting the Thursday, the 4th, 23rd or 24th, whatever that Thursday is, that's when it'll be on the schedule. So I'm super excited. Anyways, so let me pause and take Diego outside because he needs to potty, because he finally ate his dog food after like 4 days of whatever. Anyways, hold on. Okay, I'm going to leave him outside for a little bit. And I swear, no matter what time I do videos, that is the time he decides he desperately needs to go outside, even though he could just come back inside from spending like, let's say 3 hours outside. Why does that have to do with my mental health? Because it's really annoying. I finally try to do something, and that's whatever. He's like a toddler, but you gotta love it. I mean, okay. So Clayton Homes. So I got home after Flaming Amy's. went back on the website and looked up the ones that he told me about. And I kind of went through the entire like layout. Eventually I will go back. I mean, probably this Saturday I'll go back, and because this is the last weekend before I actually start working, which I probably will be working nights because they need more night people, which is fine. They close at like 9 or 10, and then the kitchen, you know, the normal kitchen time. And since it's close enough, I can walk home. And anybody who knows of Wilmington, North Carolina, Carolina Beach area, and me walking home over that bridge may not think it's the safest thing. Well, I mean, people do it. So, and Uber is like $4 or $5. So, as opposed to, and there's probably people who live off the island who could drive me home. Anyways, that's beside the point. So Clayton Homes, so I went back on the website and I found the model type, but different. Well, I guess, okay, the ones I'm looking at are the anniversaries. And I like the grand anniversary and I think the island anniversary. The one that he suggested was the anniversary plus. I'm not opposed to it. That's why I didn't care for the layout of the kitchen in the online model. So that's why I'm very curious. That's why I have to go back no matter what and get a printout of every single one and then compare them, because in my head I can see exactly what I would use each area for. I normally wanted a pantry, but if I get the breakfast bar, I don't need the pantry. If I get this other type of model, like there's some with like islands, obviously, like the anniversary island, it has an island in the middle. I don't need a pantry because I'd put my pots and pans underneath, and then I can use one of the drawers for like food and stuff. Some of the questions I have for them are the basic general questions. I want to know if modular homes can have solar panels. I'm sure they can, but eventually down the road, that's one of the things I will be hopefully but doing. And then if they can hang like those, what are they called, pot and pan racks on the ceiling in the kitchen. I mean, who knows? I know you can pretty much customize modular homes any which way you want to the extreme. Things I don't care for, I don't care if I have a dishwasher. Honestly, I don't care if I have a dishwasher. I don't care about stainless steel. Personally, I don't like stainless steel. That's just me. The reason why I don't like stainless steel is because they are really hard to clean. You can get the ones that supposedly say they are streak proof, easy to clean, when you clean enough rich beach houses, you learn really fast of what countertops to not have, what products to only use on countertops, flat top stoves. I mean, you learn so much from cleaning beach houses. So yeah. And I knew I'd always own, like eventually buy my own home. So that's another reason why I kind of have a preset, know what type of products to get. And I know quality over quantity or quality over whatever. Like, don't get laminate countertops if you can afford granite, and granite is more solid than laminate. I'm sorry, I like laminate. That's just me. I'm a cheap person. Plus, you can do more with them. But personally, if I had my ideal countertop, I'd have bamboo. Anyways, so long story short. So overall, beginning of this month, I wasn't doing great. I was so stressed out. I was becoming really super lazy and really like just not so much depressed, just getting really lazy. And I don't like being lazy. I mean, I started like eating, like snacking more. I mean, I snack all the time, but you know what I mean, like depressed eating. I got to the point where I just stopped caring, I guess. And even though I still wanted to do things, like I still wanted to like get up and find a job, I just didn't feel like getting out to look for one. But anyways, so, and then it's slowly progressing to getting better. Yeah, and I'm excited because this Thursday coming up, I do have a charity event that I will be going to, and hopefully I can kind of maybe record a before and after of the charity event and upload it. It's for Coastal Carolina's donor program thing, I'll have to read my paperwork. It's basically, if you're an organ donor, like both my daughters were organ donors, I'm an organ donor, this is what this is for, and how to promote them a little bit better, or how to get other people to be organ donors. And there's a lot of questions I need to ask about that. So that's kind of the update. Oh my god, and this is the guy I talked to. So yes, I'm gonna shout out to him, and you guys can get his information in case anybody's in the area. But I'm super stoked now, because now that I've looked at homes, I kind of have a vision in my head of it's finally coming together. I mean, I may not buy a house until until December. I mean, who knows? But at least I have a idea. And the funny part about that is I already know exactly how the wall color I'm getting. I mean, I have everything picked out. What's exciting though is that next Saturday or Sunday, whenever we do go back, or just in general, whenever we go back, I cannot wait to see like the baseline model, like how much it cost, right? And then get the printout of all the baseline models of how much it's going to cost, and then go through their flip book of what they provide, of like countertops and flooring and all this other stuff. Because in my head, I know exactly what I want, and it's not like fancy stuff. I really don't want granite or quartz or any of that. I don't want stainless steel. And I found out I don't really care for those hoods over stoves. I mean, I know stoves have to have hoods unless you pay for an upgrade. I don't know how they do it, but I know that there's a way that the stoves suck the air out through the back or underneath. I saw that in tiny homes, so that's really cool. But my point is, I want a built-in microwave above my oven. I mean, stove, whatever. That's what I would love. I did write a must-have list, and I wrote a like must-haves. Obviously, is structurally sound for hurricanes, and then the modular homes that are built now, as opposed to the one that we live in a single wide trailer. And this was probably built in like the 80s, so it's really not structurally sound. I mean, the windows are crap, and it's falling apart. Yeah, so before this video gets any longer, that's my mental health check-in. I started out kind of not doing that great, and I'm slowly getting better. I'm disappointed that I got let go of the brewery, but I'm kind of like so excited for this year in general. I mean, like, honestly, it's not been that bad of a year. It's been actually a pretty darn decent year so far. And I know I'm only 12, 13 days into it, but so far, I can tell this year is a lot better than last year already. So anyways, if you guys like this video, if you found it informative, if you thought I talked too much, if you found it way too long, comment below. Yay. Next week's video, I will be doing a challenge video. So I already did a month-long challenge. I don't know if I'm going to do any daytime challenges and then upload them with that one, but that will be my next video, so look forward to that. Again, follow me on Instagram, because I will do teasers to this video, to all my videos. I will also post any products I buy or products I've used, etc., etc. Since this video doesn't really have any products, well, it has a Clayton Home thing, so I guess I can post that. All right. I will catch you guys next week. You guys stay awesome. Hit that bell.